yeah, it's just July out there.
Mm, fair enough. Yeah, it's definitely pretty scorching up there. It's gorgeous though. Like blue skies. I definitely should have gone outside today, but I decided to be a shut-in. I also started replaying uh fucking Fallout New Vegas. So
Oh,
I've been real deep into that.
is that is that a Fallout 3 like it's not DLC, but is it like
Oh
you
no,
know
it's
what Majora's Mask is?
yeah. It's like
It's like that. It's like not an expansion, but it's basically the same resources and probably the same engine and the same universe. I mean, they all are, but
well for New Vegas, I think there was a handful of differences if I'm not mistaken. Um, but I honestly don't know off the top of my head. I think it's supposed to be. It was I always forget. You know, there's always the the publisher and then there's the developer, and I always mix up the two because Bethesda.
oh,
But because I know Bethesda was the publisher and then Obsidian was the developer for New Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
interesting. Because
mhm.
again, I don't have the internet in front of me at all, but I feel like Bethesda in certain situations does both. That might be something where someone else developed it and they still publish. I almost feel like I heard that that's what it was.
Well, here
That
was
someone else had the property for a minute.
yeah, there was some shit about it, and like I came late to the game for all this stuff, so like if I had known this about Bethesda, I unfortunately probably wouldn't have. If it weren't for the fact that these games were so good for the most part, I probably wouldn't have supported these cats because they flat out screwed Obsidian over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So thought that was weird. Hot take slash like hot subject. Besides like what happened with Fallout 76 and all that jazz, like that was just
Ah yes.
that was a
I definitely heard a
clusterfuck.
lot of people talk about that one.
I was thoroughly disappointed. I beat it within like the first 2 months with like the 2 3 people that I met on the servers. Uh, Trolling was rampant. People were like a good handful of people were terrible. And then at the end of the day, like everybody was like once like they actually started like patching out some of the bigger exploits and trolls, they like people were chill. Like it's a chill game. It has chill concepts, and I really enjoyed the time that I did have playing it. It's just like some of the people that were within those groups were just terrible. Like the
Oh.
quote unquote true raiders, if you will, which are basically your alt right, filterless nut bars. Um,
Ra- Did you use the Raiders?
yeah, there are you know how there's like the raider types, and then there's like the NCR, and there's all these different factions. Well, within the Fallout 76, uh, as far as I understood, canon for like a lot of the character, cre- uh, like the role playing character creation for a lot of the people within the game, because after the game, everybody kind of branched out and just role played and pretended to be NPCs and shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because there was just nothing left to do. So there were some people that role played as raiders, and they were like, they role played it pretty hard. Like, they're the, you know, burn down your village type raider types.
Okay.
The unabashed, will say anything. Oh, the real raiders will be nice in the wasteland, sort of thing. Um, but it was more like they were like racist, homophobic people that use the raider characteristics
As an
th-
excuse.
as an excuse. Yes, yeah, and it was not a pretty time for, and it was unfortunate because there are some good raider troops that like actually are like they're curmudgeons, they're funny, but like they're not like dicks, you know. Like they'll make a trap base and then like, if they'll probably give you your stuff back if they kill you, but like, they're just, futzing around just to futz around. They're not doing it malicefully. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, it's just a whole like sub social thing, and I got kind of sucked into that during the pandemic, and the factions are interesting, and a lot of the Reddit factions are even more interesting. I ended up getting sucked into this very turfy slash like homophobic fashion or faction, and I didn't know at first. They were like they were the self-proclaimed like good guys of Appalachia. They called yeah, I'm not gonna dispel names, but like or dispel groups, but like basically a good majority of the makeup of the leadership of this group were LGBTQ plus folk, and um, one of the non-LGBTQ elders within the group basically was like, uh, their wife was playing with some with a one of the another elder who had transitioned male to female, and she was dealing with a lot of stuff to begin with, and then has has her friend basically be like um has her friend's wife basically be like oh, I don't understand trans people, sort of like very transphobic bullshit, like basically like they don't belong in the same forums as women, and they have no space in they don't belong in the same space as women, sort of thing.
Sure.
Big argument ensues, and I basically the person that started the two mains that started the group basically were split because one of the higher ups, his one of the creators of the group, his mother is trans, male to female trans, and and so he understood like why this other higher up was very upset, what have you, and then basically told you know like tried to figure out a way to get the dude whose like wife was the turf, and basically the dude it was a I'm sorry, this is so stupid, so much stupid drama, but like basically I don't know why I'm going into the explanation of this, but frankly at the end of the day they're like they the one of the heads was like, what, like to the other head, dude, if we don't put our foot down for our trans vault dwellers, what good are we as a peacekeeping group, so the other leader's like, well, if we have to do that for them, we have to do that for everybody else, so no, and basically booted, and basically the entire um higher ups that were within the LGBTQ plus community basically turned around and walked away. It was a big walkout, and I ended up walking out too because they didn't make the steps to remedy the harassment against our trans friends. So I don't want to hang out with that group, but either way, it was stupid and it was dumb, and I haven't touched that game since. But I have no idea what's going on with it since. But I've heard that it's only gotten worse, and that people that are now joining the game and running the exploits in the game are only getting worse because Bethesda has just basically given up.
At this point, they don't care about developing it.
Oh, and going back to that, Obsidian was supposed to, if they had gotten like some, oh god, some game score rating from a video game magazine, they would basically be the permanent developers for the Fallout series under Bethesda, and they would also get like a majority of the sales profits. And basically what had happened, they were like 1 percentage point off from reaching their goal, and Bethesda was like, oh well, tough shit, bye bye, and like basically fired them and took all their properties, took all their everything, and basically made money off of this company that barely made anything after the initial payment for just developing. as far as I understood, there was like something really crazy about it. But either way, basically Bethesda screwed over Obsidian when Obsidian did everything that they possibly could to make Fallout New Vegas the game that it was. As much as it had its bugs and everything, it rated a
Yeah,
lot. It did a lot better than 4 did, I believe, in the output, in the initial
that's the one
output.
people like is New Vegas.
Yeah, New Vegas was it's a gem. As much like I like 4 for what it was, but it you know it the DLCs mattered, and frankly, New Vegas had the better DLCs and had the better content, had a more substantial story and also a more like kind of vague story for the courier. So you kind of invest and kind of put yourself into that story a little bit more. You felt a little bit more enveloped into the story. Now with the with 4, you have Sean, and you're not you are the the lone wanderer, if you will, but I mean you're not you're still like you still have like a deeper backstory than is initially given in pretty much any of the other Fallout games for the main
Okay, yeah.
character type. Yeah. So that was the one thing that kind of bugged me about that. It wasn't as enveloping. You still kind of it wasn't as like, you were just some, Joey bag of donuts wandering around, and then lo and behold you get, and you're doing your job, and then lo and behold you get tagged up by these like, mobsters. And then in 4 you're just a you were a veteran. You have like this really long background. Your son was kidnapped and you have to go find him, and it's like that like the beauty of the older games was you didn't have necessarily a real endpoint. You just kind of wandered and you tried to figure out where to go to from there. um while 4 just was just this straight line to finding your son, you know but that was my gripes about it. But but yeah, at the end of the day, like Bethesda pulled some really shady shit, and frankly, that's why I'm more than likely not going to get that new space game. What is it like a fucking uh No Man's Sky but with guns?
Yeah, they just announced it.
Yeah, I saw the gameplay,
Yeah.
but it's a rip off of No Man's Sky. Like basically everything that No Man's Sky has like championed since their poor release, and have championed through the patchwork and the redevelopment of the game. They like basically Bethesda took every single concept of that and just added guns with bullets and made it look like a Bethesda game. That's pretty much it. They just slapped the Bethesda seal of approval on top of No Man's Sky.
I feel like, well, Bethesda, oh, they own Doom, which is weird.
Yeah,
Uh
and I know Doom did pretty well, and I heard it was pretty and actually upheld a lot of the previous audience from the earlier releases of the game. So a lot of people who really enjoyed like the old DOS and SNES versions of the game, they thoroughly enjoyed the kind of craziness, and like I really liked the graphics of the newer game. I will give them that. I just didn't know anything about the story, but according to a lot of folks that I've known that played the game, it's pretty fucking cool.
yeah, I don't, well, there may be a story. I wouldn't know if there's a story in Doom. And I don't feel like, but you know what? Some people will tell me there's not a story in Dark Souls and I'll like pass out. So I might just not know.
Mm.
Yeah, Bethesda is a lot like a company like Blizzard or Disney, except I don't feel
Mm.
like. And here's another thing about me, is that my taste in video games is mostly my friend Harib's taste in video games. I mostly play whatever he plays after he's done with it, and
Yeah.
I don't think he I don't think he knows about Bethesda. I guess he
Oh.
must not. He played Oblivion.
Yeah, like And that's another thing. I need to play like the Elder Scrolls games. I know those were very highly held games. I just never got around to playing them.
Almost every day, someone mentions Skyrim to me, and I'm like, I guess one of these days I gotta play Skyrim. I'm never going to. It's gonna be like Minecraft or fucking one of those things. When did I feel like Minecraft must have? It didn't though. There's like all these things like Super Mario 64 and Harry Potter right around the turn of the century that I missed because I was being an adult. And I feel like Minecraft
Yeah.
should be in there. I really do. I feel like it's something I missed because I was being an adult. I must have been pretending to be an adult later on because that must have been 2010 or 12. No, 8 or 9. Maybe it wasn't. God.
It was like 2008.
Okay.
I know
right.
it was like right around the time that I was in college.
Okay. So I figured it was about 10 years after all that other stuff.
That was the same for me. Like I didn't really adult. Or I
had a big adulting.
I had a big change into. I had to like throw on the adulting pants, if you will. So like yeah, I didn't have the money for video games or anything else, and once I started getting a decent income and stuff like that, I picked up a PS3 and I got absolutely sucked into video games, and I had somebody introduce me to Minecraft, and I was like, oh, isn't that that's like the baby game, whatever, and they're like, well, there's been some interesting developments with this, you should give it a shot, and I'm like, really? So that's why, actually, funnily enough that you mentioned it, I don't know if you're watching the stream too, but I'm actually I'm going to be playing Minecraft while we're talking about Hyperion today, since since we don't have a background thing going on today.
Yeah. Well, I got no. I'm sorry that I'm not watching the stream, but I got no. I'm here with my phone.
I was gonna say
that's all I got today.
Yeah,
I got my phone and a violin lighter. You know what that is?
A violin lighter?
Yeah.
I can only assume a lighter that's shaped like a violin, but I'm intrigued. What is that?
No, it's shaped like the bow. It's a grill lighter. So it means I've run out of cigarette lighters, so I'm smoking my bowl with a grill lighter, and if I do a little flourish, it looks like I'm playing the fucking violin with this thing on the bow. I'm on the bowl. Because, like, the grill... I'm doing it right now, unfortunately. Wait a minute.
I love how you call it a violin lighter.
Where's my fucking... How do I do this? Oh, I want the other camera. Alright, yeah, this is what I'm doing. And can you see me? I'm playing the violin. Oh! I knocked the pipe into my teeth. See, this is what I'm doing.
I like it. That's fun, dude. Yeah, like I've been there where you had to like break down and use the grill lighter, or one of my favorites.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at the end of the month.
Or my absolute favorite, where you get like a gas grill, and or not a gas grill, like a gas stove, or even better, an electric,
range, yeah,
or some sort of a range stove top, preferably electric, because then you look even weirder trying to light a cigarette off of that. But light a cigarette off of, like, I used to have a gas burner, and then I switched to an electric one, and I would try to light it on the electric one, and then I realized, oh wait, you just gotta turn it up to like the really, really high point, and then it will actually light things.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah,
oh man, lighting cigarettes off the stove. Lighting a joint off the stove is not as much fun. But lighting a cigarette off the stove, that's like a chic, like a CHIC. There, I don't know what my fucking starving artist 2000 to 2010 chic was. I don't know what you would call that kind of orc goblin man I was living as. But getting up and lighting a cigarette right off the electric range was like, yeah, that was a whole vibe.
That was
in 2005.
I've definitely been there. Like I remember oh, I was living in this gross upper flat. I lived there for like almost 10 years. And
I lived some places.
I've lived in some places.
Woo! We might do that. One episode might be the places I lived. Welcome to hell. Jesus.
Sanitarium. Don't sue me. um, thanks, Metallica. Don't sue me. Um, that was only one word. Um, but yeah, like I would be down for that kind of stuff. I've lived in some very interesting households. Um,
Yeah.
one I lived in was a lady who it was a friend of mine from high school, and she wanted a she only wanted a boyfriend because she wanted like a little manservant to clean up her house. And like I had moved in around the time, and basically her boyfriend
I
was
like the guy
cleaning.
from the Final Fantasy.
Uh,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were gonna be Zack or whatever from Final Fantasy.
I don't even know what the fuck happened. I but like basically as soon as she kicked his ass out, it was like, well, you're the bitch boy now. And I'm like, we're not even dating. What do you mean I'm the bitch boy now? Yeah, I got out of that really quick, especially after her dog shat in my bed like 4 times.
Are you sure it was the dog?
She didn't Amber Heard me, no, or Amber Turd me.
No.
No, I don't believe so.
This in Soviet Russia, the woman steps on a bee and the dog shits in your bed. That would.
Oh man, that was the worst. And then I don't
I
know.
never had a shit in my bed. I don't think. I don't think I've ever had a shit in my. Now I'm gonna go in there and it's gonna be covered in cat turds. Now that I've said that, I've had puke in some real wrong places. No,
Oh
there was
yeah.
shit in my bed at least one time. At
Mm.
least one time there was shit in my bed. Yes.
Are we talking like the Always Sunny Danny DeVito, shits the bed and as a
It
joke or
wasn't some. No, it wasn't someone doing it for fun. No. It
terrible.
wasn't a fun shit in the bed story.
Oh man,
Oh,
jeez.
yeah, maybe I'll do stories about various organic waste explosions I've been in the vicinity. Let's not do that one. Let's not do that episode.
You said you want what you said. Let's not do that episode.
The one where I talk about all of the places I've shit my pants.
I've been I mean I'm down to tell that. I mean, mind you, it was in my younger years, and I've definitely had, everybody's had like at least one poop story in their older life. It happens. You know,
Oh,
you
I
you
got
you
I
you,
got at
you
least
throw you
five.
roll the dice on a fart. It's like, like lawyers and cops. I don't trust farts.
I don't my stories aren't even like that.
Oh,
My
interesting.
stories are not cute or funny.
I've been in those stories too.
Mine are they found me at the bottom of a ditch covered rolled in puke
Yep,
and shit,
been there.
dripping with various fluids, bleeding. Yeah, stuff like that. Someone had to scoop me up and throw me in the tub kind of stories.
Oh, but I've had some times, but I'm right there with you. I woke up at Alto Reed's house once, and that was interesting.
Who's that?
The saxophone player for Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
Oh,
But I will share that tale another day. That was, and
okay.
I probably shouldn't even.
Yeah, we
I
could do
probably
places I've woken up. Oh my, you know what? I'm writing these down.
yeah.
I'm not gonna write down shit myself, but I'm gonna write down places I've lived and places I've woken up.
hmm Oh man, what I lived in a punk rock flap house. That was kind of cool. But we'll discuss that. I'm sorry, we're going sidetrack here.
I
But
lived in a lot of places that the occupants would describe it as a punk rock flophouse, but I don't think I ever lived with a musician. I think I just lived with people who liked punk music.
mm,
They
well,
weren't musicians.
no, yeah, most of like so. I'd started a band with a couple of people in the house, and we actually played for like 7 years or something like that. And
Awesome.
yeah, yeah, they're fantastic musicians. I had a great time playing with them, and things ended when they did. It was whatever. But when we were like, I had just moved into like this portion of town, and I was living with my cousin, and I could start paying my own rent, but I didn't want to pay the amount of rent that they were asking for at her house because she lived on a fancier
Oh,
side of town. And I had this friend who was like, hey man, like, or this bass player friend, like, hey, I'm living in this like flap house. It's a buddy of mine's uncle's place, and like,
Yep, that's right.
yeah, and
Some guy vaguely knew the owner and no one cared.
yeah, like what was it? The mortgage was paid for. All we had to do was pay for the utilities and
Yeah, that's
and
good.
and a, and a small monthly fee for like upkeep, quote unquote. And I'm like, fine, whatever. And at the end of the day, I was paying maybe $25 a month to live in this place because there was like 12 people living in this house. And it was like a 3 bedroom house. No, it wasn't even a three. No, it was a 3 bedroom house with a 1 bath and a basement. And everybody slept in the living room on the floor or the couch, and everybody had sleeping bags. It was pretty wild. But damn, if I'd never paid rent like that before in my life, that was the cheapest.
Yeah,
I will never be
that's
able to live that cheaply
that
ever again.
those kind of situations are pretty good. Yeah, and probably and not like that nowadays.
Yeah,
But
no.
like, I don't know. I mean, there's you know what? America is really America's core tenant. I think this is
Mm,
there may be some things you think I'm about to say. I
dish.
think that's something really, really in the heart of how America works
Mhm.
is just nepotism. I just knew the guy. It was just my uncle. A lot
Mhm.
like anyone who manages to survive, you only survive by, having well established people and
Oh shit! There was like a band that I was watching, like an ex. It was like a there's like this YouTuber rock professor does like rock doc things, and he does like one hit wonder documentaries and things like that. But
mm.
but
Does he sit in the dark?
no, he's
Oh.
he kind of looks like somebody's uncle who used to play in a Fish cover band and then went on to do like software engineering and collects
Oh, okay, that
records.
kind of guy. Yeah, that's a whole guy. That's a whole
That
kind
is
of
a
guy.
whole guy, and really
Yeah.
like, and he's like, oh man, I like the '90s. I really like Weezer, and I'm like, oh, that's rad. Okay, you caught my attention. You know, like early early to mid 50s man with a fishing cap.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
buying, but yeah, I haven't even started the game yet. We've been going in on this for a minute. I would say, well,
What's the latest animal that they put in there? I heard they made some weird change to some animal that
um,
made it eat lava or something.
oh, there's like a wait, there's something that poops lava.
I remember I don't know. I know that every time I hear well, I think maybe the only time I notice a piece of Minecraft news, it's when they make a change to one of the animals in the game or they add a new animal. But I feel like I heard something about they changed how some animal interacted with lava.
I just typed, I just made the unfortunate
Wow.
decision to type in Minecraft lava pooping, and that was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Don't ever make me do that
You got safe search on?
I
Minecraft lava. I think that anything
with
with
poop,
lava pooping following it, you're in trouble. I
yeah,
don't think you should type poop into Google,
who cares?
probably.
um, no, I don't care about the introduction of Steve and Alex on Smash Brothers. Come on. Um, I know they added like some.
Do you know the origin story of Minecraft Steve?
That I don't know.
He's the guy from fucking Vice City.
What?
Look at him. Look at Steve.
He's
He was modeled after the main character of Vice City because Notch was gonna make a GTA clone.
that is funny as fuck.
Yeah, I love it. I love what I looked at when someone pointed that out, and I looked at the guy, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's who it is."
Like for real. That's
It
so wild.
that's. I mean, as far as I know, someone obviously told me that, but I was told that as a true anecdote. So
That's interesting as fuck. Hard mode, survival, cheats off.
let me grab a drink. I'll be very back.
Yep, do you think? We're gonna wait for this to load up, and I guess we'll figure out where we're going to run.
You doing good? Who's doing good? You guys okay? Ooh, you are giving me a look, you. What is the matter? You're not afraid? We're gonna form cops here. Corn cobs and squash? Is that too much? Got too much vegetables. Oh my gosh. I think I'm overwatering my plants.
Oh, that's not good.
No. One of them's getting weeded.
Well, golly, yeah, I don't know much about plants, but I do enjoy like doing yard work on occasion.
Sorry, what are you doing on occasion?
Oh, I said I should start doing some yard work on occasion. Or I like doing yard work on occasion. I should probably go at it too sometime soon. I've got some motherfucking what's it called? I got like a whole bunch of weeds in the backyard that I need to take care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my current obsession. I always have a fucking stupid project I'm in the middle of, and right now, well, really, I always have something I'm in the middle of, and something I'm letting go of, and something I'm starting. And and that's the obsession, is the starting project. So right now, I've got all these tidbits and anecdotes about gardening, and I've got like lights and fans and pots with seedlings set up around the room. And I saw one of my plants outside was leaning over because one of the effects of overwatering is that the roots become complacent.
They become complacent?
If they're always wet, they won't grow more to reach new parts of the soil to actually take root and support the plant. And then I got another pot full of plants. And what I said about the fan, I have this set up because I'm trying to train these plants, these seedlings, to have thicker, to sprout harder, because these ones I actually just started in a pot with the soil was too low to begin with, and I didn't know what I was doing. A lot of what I'm doing is, now that I'm learning about it, I'm taking in all my other little potted things or whatever, and one by one trying to fix whatever mistakes I made. So I've got a bunch of little sprouts with the fan blowing on them. Hopefully that toughens up their thin little crawling stems, because they got over extended or whatever as sprouts.
Interesting. Excuse me.
I'm going off the fucking grid. 5 years, I'm gone. I'm gonna be eating cucumbers and Carolina Reapers, and you can all fuck yourselves. I'm gonna be such an asshole about it. The more and more I distance myself from society, I'm gonna be meaner to my friends. So get ready.
Oh, the game's
because I'm gonna be a real. I'm gonna keep saying stuff like I just said. I'm gonna be like, as soon as this shit's ready, I'm a fucking ghost. Eat my ass, cocksuckers. Peace. I'm gonna be unbearable.
Like, I've thought about doing that myself. It always seemed like a fun idea. Not necessarily fun, but like just something I would prefer to do. Like I I used to be a camp counselor and shit, and I know how to do like the survivalist stuff. But like
Cool.
Like for the most part, did what's it called, Boy Scouts and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, as it pertains to something like that severe, and I've also like I've lived in a van for a month, and that was fun.
Okay.
But yeah, like
I did some. Maybe we won't talk about some of the urban survival situations.
Oh, I've been there too, bud. Yeah. I've busted. No shame. I've busted. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yep.
But I mean, shit. You're either begging for change out there, you're begging for change while you're serving somebody their fucking creme brulee, and they're not gonna give it to you.
Yep.
Yeah, but uh. So I was gonna say, are
Yeah, I'm
we?
sorry. Whatever. I feel like I interrupted
Oh,
some thought.
dude, we've just been we've just had
At
again
this point,
we've
I mean, yeah. At this point, I don't mind. I don't know why I feel like. I guess I always mention that I'm high, and then I feel dumb for saying it. But I
uh,
want everyone to know that if I sound like an idiot,
it's only
I
because of
mean, you know what? If I wasn't high, I would. I think I sound like more of an idiot when I'm not high. I think I make more mistakes in my speech that I don't notice when I am not high. So
no, dude, same here. Like
I can't believe the stuff I don't notice, and I can't believe when I watch my streams back. I can't believe
mhm.
how much of chat I don't even see. That it doesn't even
Oh,
like not even don't read that I just don't see while I'm actually streaming.
dude, I do it too. I've just now realized that you can because I need enough space to cover up the screen here, so I have to like take up most of my space, so I don't have like a lot of room to put the stream chat anywhere, so I can read it. And then I realized
Oh,
then I realized that you can take the little thing in OBS, the little chat screen, and you can actually like move it outside of um the tools area.
oh
So
yeah. Is that OBS Studio?
yeah, yeah,
Or oh, okay, yeah, that was an option in Streamlabs. I guess I just haven't. I mean, I might start doing that actually because I mean, I usually have a browser window open that has my chat on it, but I mean, obviously,
mm,
no, not obviously, but whatever. I mean, either works. It's not a huge deal, but I didn't know. I know that Streamlabs OBS used to do that, so I didn't know that. Yeah, it makes sense that that is an option in regular OBS.
yeah. Again, dude, like Um, oh, I was gonna say, are we doing Hyperion today? I didn't want to, I know you, didn't have your, I don't know if you
Yeah,
had your notes with you or
I got my.
everything's in that.
I'm a little more prepared because
Mm,
yeah, these because the last two stories are a little bit more important to everything overall. You know, the first four are kind of some things that happened because time is weird.
right.
But the last two, so Braun's story is about the techno core, which is very important, which
Mm,
we've talked about a little bit.
right.
And the last story is about it's about farcasting technology. It's about the hegemony, and it's primarily about a small rebellion against the hegemony that sort of is
Interesting.
the real beginning of a lot of the events here.
Huh.
So yeah, I'll tell you the rest of kind of what happens. As yeah, and I've been editing, but now I'm not going to be able to do anything
Uh,
until the end of the month. But I feel like,
mm,
oh, excuse me.
nice.
Oh my God.
All good.
Whoa.
Been there. I was doing that all day today. I ate like a whole bag of pork rinds and I was just burping.
Man, I can't anymore. I don't know when I ate meat last. I got something scared me. I feel like I got that, and I'm fine. I almost don't even want to say I'm fine now. But remember
Hmm.
me talking about indigestion for 2 weeks straight?
Yeah.
Like I really like I it was awful. Like I
Really?
don't even want to say I'm so glad it's over because I'm worried it'll come back.
Hmm.
But like I have been eating yogurt and vegetables since then. I don't know what happened or what set me off, but like
Mm.
I like thinking about a lot of the foods. It's yeah. You ever like as a kid get sick and then like whatever food you ate that day is like imprinted onto your brain as poison? I mean that might not be a universal experience,
I mean,
but
I have a severe aversion to mustard, but other than that,
oh
yeah,
yeah.
other
For any particular reason, like did it
uh,
make you
f-
sick
fa
or upset you when you were a kid?
f family story time. My uncle, my folks both worked midnight jobs over weekends, and so my uncle would have to watch me and his kids sometimes, and so
Okay.
whenever we would have to stay the night over there, we would all go out I don't know if it's I'm from Detroit, so we had this thing called a Coney Island, which is like a little like
Oh,
Greek diner, like a Greek diner, a little Greek diner,
oh,
and
okay.
yeah. But anyway, so like we had in at Coney Islands they serve what is known as a Coney dog. It's a hot dog with chili, onions, and mustard. Uh, I
Okay.
I like Conies. Conies are pretty good. It's but I get them just the chili only. I don't do the raw onions and the mustard on there. His
That I
kids,
mean, especially for a kid, that's a recipe for disaster.
you're asking for trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day,
Yeah.
I still don't do raw onions, but I'll do cooked onions all day. Like sautéed onions are where it's at. Um, but anyway, so
What
his
do you think?
hmm?
Well, I'll let you finish.
I was gonna say so his kids, he didn't exactly take very good care of his kids, and they very rarely showered. Um,
Ah,
and what was gross is we would like, I disliked mustard to begin with. It wasn't really good to me, but then
yeah.
all of a sudden I'm spending the night at their house, and like it's the middle of the summer. There's no AC,
Oh,
and these kids don't know how to wipe their mouths. They've got their mouths completely covered in mustard and like crusting
Jesus
on the
Christ.
sides, and then like because like you know we're all like sweating in the fucking summer heat. On comes the bo mustard smell from my cousin, and yeah, just horrible bad times. Just mustard has done nothing but disgust me. So yeah, I've since made it a point to avoid it.
Man, man, yo,
It's gross, right?
I'm just, I am suddenly, I am
Ooh,
like,
turtles.
I am having fucking olfactory triggered flashbacks about how fucking gross it was to grow up in a fucking gang of cousins and just all of these various houses and sleepovers and
Mm.
awful, disgusting, farting, pissing people in July.
In
July is really a smelly time.
it,
A
it
time
it
to talk about smelly things.
it is the most smelliest time of the year. Oh my gosh. Like, oh yo, is that a village? No, that's not a village. Um, but yeah, yeah, that's basically the only real hardcore version that I have. But um, shit, we got so sidetracked. I'm sorry, man. You were about to say something about sautéed onions.
Well, I wanted to ask you if red onions are mostly just raw. Do you cook? Well, I mean, would you cook a red onion? Would you saute a red onion? I
So,
have one, and I throw
mm,
them in salads and stuff. But I feel like that's all they're for. I feel like, and like or raw sliced on my hamburger, maybe. But I almost feel like that's kind of wrong.
so no, absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with that
Yeah.
whatsoever. I mean, you
Okay.
you got people that are like, oh, only certain onions are only supposed to be used for certain things, and
Yeah.
technically that is true, but like,
I feel like the red onion is this weird guy that you're not supposed to throw in the stir fry.
oh, jeez.
No.
Like yeah, no, you're allowed to throw a red onion into a stir fry, although like within like well, as far as I understand, within like Asian cooking, you only see red onion used in the raw. And again, it's
Yeah.
mostly again it's predominantly a raw vegetable product, but
Okay.
it's not like
It's not gonna
definitive.
poison me.
You're not going to die from cooking a red onion, no. And if
It's
anything,
weird that I can't even. I'm not even sure if they really. I bet that if I had them in front of me, I would be like, "Oh yeah, they taste different." But I'm not even
yeah,
really sure if they do.
they do when they're cooked. It's excuse me. So like white onions usually have a fairly like the actual onion flavor is like
Yeah,
not it's
pretty
like after you
mild
cook
and sweet.
yeah after you cook it out it's like gone it's like it comes out
Oh
sweeter
yeah,
like because it's
yeah, yeah,
caramelizing the
yeah.
sugars and making the sugars more
Yeah,
apparent.
that sort of like acerbic, like crunch yak of the raw onion, right?
Mm. And then with like red onions ooh, did I just find a temple? No, I did not. um
Ooh.
they have like little underwater temples, and I'm just making sure that I'm not running across those because there's dudes there that can really fuck your day up. But red onions usually are whoa shit! Something's throwing shit at me.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude, something's throwing shit at me, and I better hustle. It's one of them Trident boys. They're running after me. But red onions are perfectly fine to cook with. I don't think there's anything wrong with cooking with red onions. Motherfucker, he
I feel
messed.
like I know a lot of people that would walk into my kitchen and make fun of me.
Oh, but you know what, dude? Like,
Is
I
that
don't
just
know.
America
Like
or is that Connecticut? I feel like Connecticut is just like such a snipey, snarky culture, but it might just be America or it might just be white people.
I think
But
that's
I feel
just
like any little thing, like why
that's
the fuck you're cooking with red onions? Look at this idiot. It's that kind of thing, right? Look at the tiny mistake this fucking idiot made.
everybody come see how big of an
That's
idiot
what
this guy
Connecticut's like.
is. Like, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
exactly what is he even doing? Who
that
let this asshole cook?
I thought this was.
That's Connecticut.
I considered that it was like possibly an East Coast thing, man. Like,
Oh, maybe yeah. That is
again,
totally East Coast.
I'm I'm used to the Midwest niceness, dude. And like, I've been all over, man. And like,
Are people really nice? I don't believe it.
you know what? In the in the Midwest? Oh,
Yeah,
dude, oddly enough
I don't
that
believe in nice people. I've never
so
seen one.
so again, dude,
Not out there.
again, dude, I'm from Detroit, man. Like,
Okay,
I've
I've seen RoboCop.
nothing like RoboCop. If anything, it's on the upswing, but it's a great town. Like a lot of people knock it, but like I mean, like
And
every
it is, and it's one of those places like Florida that people just laugh. Again, we're such like we are an asshole culture. It's amazing to me.
well, quite frankly, Florida deserves all the some of the nagging that it gets. Like frankly, like yeah,
I heard there was
Florida's
some
terrible.
weird. What,
Hmm?
Florida?
Yeah, oh, I thought you said you did say Florida, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've very rarely had a good time in Florida. Like I've
I
been to
heard that there was.
I'm sorry, there's what? I didn't
Well, I
mean
heard that there's some weird news loophole or something in Florida, which is why we hear so much bizarre news out of Florida. Like you don't even have to like cite your sources or make sure that there's like some legal something before you start when you post your little news blurbs. I heard that there's some, and again, who knows? Some asshole just told me this, but
yeah.
I heard that there's a reason we hear so much bizarre news out of Florida because they are allowed to just print whatever they want, something like that.
Well, the thing is that like I mean, y'all know the story about the dude that ate the person's face off while he
Oh,
was high off of
yes,
bath salts. So like
yes.
that was like like the Florida man stories have been around for forever. Like when people usually say Florida man, it's usually referring to a guy that takes lizards off of the screen on his like side patio door, taps its nose and makes the lizard open its mouth so he can like hang it up on his earring. Like that's a thing. That's a thing. That to me is your generic Florida man. Now,
One
what
time, Florida man got arrested for trying to ride a manatee.
that shit I don't know, but that's
Could you imagine him
I
majestically cruising across the coastline on a manatee?
woohoo! I'm kicking back this Michelob
Yeah.
because they're like fancy rednecks down there, dude. Like they're like toothless meth addicts, but they have like big old boats and like
Yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah, they got crazy toys in Florida.
Yeah,
And well, I haven't been there since 1995, but all of the stores are toy stores. Their main
that is
product
true.
consumed is inner tubes,
Yeah,
and Water wings.
I'm in a waterside town too. I know how that goes, and
Oh
like
yeah,
my goodness,
tourism is
what I
crazy.
wouldn't give
We're gonna talk about it.
for a late night fucking market in comparison to the ski shop that nobody goes to, or it's like a water ski slash regular ski shop, and I don't
Yeah,
understand. I don't understand why. Why you do this to me,
water
Denny?
sports is huge. People love jumping in the water. You know, there's sharks in there and jellyfishes, right?
Oh
I
yeah,
have a serious phobia of all blobs, by the
really?
way. I realized that this past weekend
And why is
watching
that?
Stranger Things.
Oh, I
Because I
haven't
watched
watched it
Stranger
yet.
Things season 3. But I
Oh,
was
dude.
like, oh my God, I've always been terrified of blobs. Like, I realized even that's why I don't go in the ocean, is because of jellyfish and blobs. I fucking hate blobs.
Interesting.
I don't know. I really have I really don't like blobby monsters. So yeah.
Hmm.
But I watched Stranger Things season 3 because that was from like 3 years ago or something. A new one just came out.
Yeah, oh, so it's four that just came out. Okay, I'm trying to remember
Right.
where they're at.
3 had blobs.
Yeah, I like that show.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't know that I liked it, but I guess I do because I really watched 2 seasons of it in about
Hmm.
2 days, I think. So I guess I really like it.
It's
I didn't know I
enjoyable.
did.
It's really enjoyable. Like I definitely need to see three and four. Um,
I wonder if I didn't like season 2. I wonder if season 2 I was kind of like, okay, they're old now and they're doing the same thing. It's like season 1 of any show is this, this solid one piece of story gem. I think it's hard to pull off a season 2. A lot of shows lose me at season 2. A lot of
mhm,
shows get canceled at season 2, and a lot of
right.
shows' best seasons are season 3. Season 3 is where season 3 is make it or break it now.
Fair enough.
And
Like
Stranger
yeah.
Things has a good season 3.
Mm. I'm a firm believer in the like I appreciate a lot of British television and the fact that
Okay.
they only stick to one
Oh, that
season
they end
most of the
their
time.
stories. Yeah.
Yes, I you know what, dude, like as much as like like again, like I knew Game of Thrones, and like not to be this like naysayer who like was actually never completed the series, but like I knew the end of the series was going to suck. I
I
knew.
am going to talk so much about Game of Thrones someday.
We'll
I
have
have
that
so much
discussion.
to say about that whole disaster.
um but oh, so yeah, we should probably I was gonna say we'll get back on track here. I'll cut the intro here really quick. So yeah, welcome to Thought That Was Weird. We're back again with Mr. Kuya DK. If you can, and yeah, I'm kicking some Minecraft. Kuya unfortunately lost his interwebs, but was very gracious enough to still join us today, and we're gonna talk some more about Hyperion, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that the cold open?
That is the cold open. I'm
Everything
trying.
up until now was the
Everything
cold open?
everything up until now was the most elaborate, wonderful cold open ever. Again, I think I'm going to have like a whole another bit where I like.
That's absolutely a whole episode what we just did.
That's totally what we just did. Absolutely, yeah, yes, for those of you who are not watching the live stream, this has been going on for about an hour now, and you missed a whole range of fun topics, ranging from our horrible living conditions and among other things, including Kuya's fear of blobs and my fear of mustard. So yeah, so again, if you want to make sure you catch that fun little pieces of information, you best join us live next time on twitch.tv/thrashkaishu or kuyadk.tv. And yeah, so I guess we'll get rolling back into it. So